Hi everybody, welcome back to another interesting tutorial on how to make this beautiful sleeve. Some days ago we learned about the blouse, on how to cut and sew the blouse. If you haven't watched that, please go ahead and watch the how to make the blouse. The video tutorial is here on my Facebook page and also in my YouTube channel. Keep watching and don't forget to hit on the like button and also share this video. Okay, if you're interested on this, just keep watching. Right now, I went ahead to draft or cut my basic body. Draft has mastered my mouth. Cut the basic sleeve. Okay, you can see I'm using an organza to do the illustration. Okay, I have my basic sleeve. I've gone ahead to fold a fabric into two and place the basic sleeve on top. We are about to achieve that inner puff that is inside, that puffy sleeve that is inside. Okay, so go ahead and fold your fabric into two and place the sleeve and continue to mark with your chalk like so. As you see me doing, I started marking with my chalk to the armhole area. Now from the starting center point, I measure down to get where the length of the inner puff is going to be. So you can use 5 inches for that inner puffy, depending how long you want it to be. Now from the armhole curve area, I am going to go ahead and connect it to meet to the center point of the main fabric. Okay, if you like, you can now take it. If you are connecting to the armhole curve, it's not a must you take it down to that armhole curve. You can come up with 1 inch and connect it to the center front for the main fabric like so. But if you didn't understand what I'm talking about, just go ahead and mark it like this. All right, we are still going to trim it. Now the next thing I did was to cut it out. So with this type of illustration or tutorial, you are going to learn how to make a puffy sleeve for a baby, like your kid's baby. If you want to make a puff sleeve, I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation very well, puffy sleeve or puff sleeve. I don't know what they're calling it. So with this method, you can be able to achieve that. Now I've gone ahead to cut two pieces, one for the lining and one for the main cup. And I'm going to mark the down part, which is going to be stitched or turned up. So make sure you know your down part. The next thing I went ahead to do is to get a hard gum stay. Please use a hard gum stay. I made use of a light gum stay. Go ahead and get your hard gum stay, lay it on the lining and iron it down. As you see me doing, I'm going to go ahead and iron it down. So after ironing it, this is how it looks like. I am going to use the main fabric to turn the down parts up. So I'm going to stitch on the down part. Remember, this is the down part, while this other side is the upper area. You can as well stitch up the upper area, but because you are going to be still joining it on the main sleeve length, it's not necessary. Now I've gone ahead to stitch on the down part. You see the trimming I'm talking about. On this side part, I went up with 1.7 inches upward and connect it like so. So the down part looks like a curved area. So you can still go up a little bit. If you want it to be more curved, you go up a little bit. Now after curving, I went ahead to turn it up and stitch on the upper part like so. So this place I stitch is just the armhole area. Now the next thing is to run a gather stitch on it. So I've gone ahead to run a gather stitch. You can see the gather stitch. I'm going to go ahead and draw it. After drawing it, guys, this is what I have. So you see that it's looking very, very beautiful. So now this is how to make a puffy sleeve for your kids or for your own. You go ahead and do it like so with a hard gum stay. Okay, now we are going to keep it aside and focus on the flare that is on the length of the sleeve. Now this is our main sleeve again. You know, you are going to draft the length of your basic sleeve to achieve that flare that is on that sleeve. From the down part, you first of all hem it. You fold this down part, the down part of your sleeve. After hemming it, you place your tape like so and take it up to get where you want the length of this sleeve to be. Now you can use 6 inches, you can use 7 inches depending. After marking it, you shift your tape inward like so. You see the way I just shifted my tape, it's going to be look like a triangular shape. You shift it in. So if you want it to be go in a little more, you go ahead and shift it in. So the shifting can be about 3 inches or shifting, or 2.5 inches depending. I don't have a normal measurement for the shifting in. So make sure that it looks like a triangle shape, an angle shape. Okay, after that, I'm just going to use my chalk, and I'm using my tape as a ruler for now, and I'm using the chalk to connect that angle shape to meet to the length of the flare area. So this is how it looks like. I'm sorry if you're not seeing the color of the chalk very well. Remember, I'm working with organza. It's not going to be showing this or the color of chalk very well. The next thing I did, if you know how you get your flare for this, go ahead and do this. So I'm just using a method of slashing and spreading. On the center of that cut out pieces, I went ahead to slash it like so and spread it on my fabric that I spread open. So go ahead and spread. You can even slash it out, like cut this center part, cut it out entirely, or you begin to spread. Please guys, spread like times two of the length of that sleeve. The place you cut that sleeve open, spread it, like let it be like times two. The more you spread, the more flare you have. And you remember, this upper part I'm marking right now is the circumference, like the part that we are going to be joining to the main sleeve. So make sure that you spread, because if you are spreading, the more the length of that upper part is going to be. If you cannot spread it very well, cut it out and begin to spread. But if you know how you get your own, go ahead and do that. Ignore the way I am connecting this. After you might have spread very well, you measure to know if the length of the upper part is equal to where you are going to be joining it on the main sleeve. So you connect this circumference, like you connect this circle that I'm marking with the way we are connecting our peplum. You measure it from this upper part. You measure your peplum, the length of the peplum you want, the length of the flare you want. Use your tape and measure it. But if you don't want to measure it, you use your chalk and connect it in a circle shape like so. But make sure that this upper part, the length is more than, or is up to the length you are going to be joining on the main sleeve. That is the most important, because the more you spread, the more this down part give you a flare shape, and the more the upper part give you the length of that sleeve, the place we cut out the sleeve, like this place I'm touching right now. So after that, you notch to indicate, to know the center front of the upper part. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove my pin, and this is how the shape looks like. Now you can go ahead and curve it and give it a stylish curve on the down part. You know, the picture we are recreating, it has this the flare has this up and down stylish curving. Okay, on the the next thing to do, sorry guys, from the center point of the flare, you pin it to the center point of this main sleeve. You pin it up. Better still, if you are doing it, you can pleat a little bit. Take it to your sewing machine and join. After joining, guys, this is what I have. You can be pleating and be stitching it. So this is what I have. The next thing to do, and please, if you are doing this, please turn it up with a lining. Cut out a lining for it and turn it up. So the next thing to do is to bring the puffy inner sleeve, and on the midpoint of this, you attach it. Okay, you attach it. Get the center point of that puffy sleeve and the center point of the main long sleeve, attach it like so and stitch. So you can see that our sleeve armhole gap is still there. You go ahead and shape your armhole. That will be all for this. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope you find this tutorial interesting. And make sure the down part of this flare is equal to the length of the main sleeve. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on our next tutorial. Till then, bye for now.